How many people, by show of hands, work in a job and are desperate for their side hustle to become their career? Just raise your hands. Raise them high. Can you stand up, actually? I need to see this because I got to get a sense. Stand up if this is your MO. Your side hustle, you're desperate for that to become your career. Good amount. Okay, thank you for doing that. So I'll go into this. So this has become a new thing that I've been spending a ton of time on. Something I've realized that really kind of caught me off guard is how many people spend more money on shit than they can afford. And I know that's like a funny thing to say, but it's actually very basic. I'm actually talking about the amount of people that have emailed me in the last 6 months, because I've been on this rant lately of trying to get people to move back in with their parents at 30 and 40. Yeah, I'm hot on this. It's because there's this incredible thing. How many people here own their home? Raise your hands. The people that just raised their hands, 90% of people that own their homes don't use more than 50% of their home. They have 3 extra bedrooms that they don't need. They have a living and dining room and a fucking den and all sorts of shit. The amount of people who live in homes that they've extended themselves financially to afford that don't use half of that home is fascinating. The amount of people who are in debt so they can drive a car that has a logo on it that makes them feel better because that's keeping up with the Joneses or other people's judgment is fascinating to me. What I didn't realize was the fact that 35% of this audience wants their side hustle to be their careers, but the reason they can't is because they can't quit their job because they need their job to pay for dumb shit to impress people they fucking hate. And so, especially while the economy globally is frothy, I am aggressively throwing up for debate to the third of this audience that is trying to get their side hustle to be their job, for them to give a real thought to what it would look like if they were to downsize their home and their car and their vacations and their watch to put themselves in a position to be happy. I think over the next decade, as we continue to start really discovering as a human race mental health and happiness, that we are on the pre-dawns of people changing what success looks like. When I really look at the world, and I grew up super humbly. I've spent my 10 years ago career in the explosion of Silicon Valley. I've really been lucky to see all sorts of different things going on. It is super cliche, but absolutely true that the money happiness thing is just a funny thing. People that don't have it think it does bring happiness. People that have it know it's not true. And when you really look at suicide data and things, depression data, it's fascinating who struggles with it. I really do believe as we become dramatically more thoughtful about happiness versus money, that a lot of people are going to start really looking at the things they amass and how much that is a choker to their happiness. And so what really excites me right now is how frothy the economy is globally. And I know so many of you can take advantage of selling high, positioning yourself to be happy. I think it's a very rogue point of view. It's completely against the propaganda that you see in your Instagram and Facebook feed 24/7. Everybody's pushing all sorts of fancy stuff and fancy trips and fancy things. I genuinely believe that the majority of people here can dramatically put themselves in a happier place if they honestly consider downsizing things that they don't use. So just a random thought that I'm super passionate about.